Hello gang, and welcome to Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. And today, we've got ourselves a bit of a special review because LooseCollector has sent me the first two figures from their new Burning Hammer line. First of all, shout out to the name Burning Hammer, one of the coolest moves in all of pro wrestling. Also one of the genuinely most dangerous, so a pretty good name for your street fighting martial arts type figure line here. And first of all, we got Master Lee. Master Lee. I want to make sure I get these right. Master Lee. He sent me the figures. I didn't promise I was going to do a competent review of them. Master Lee and Montez Lee over here. You want to hear my nonsense opinion on them? Well, here it goes. So first of all, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to lore and new creations and new IPs and whatnot. So I love the fact that LooseCollector is going deep into the lore with all of these guys, giving them backstories, fleshing out a world in which all these different characters are going to interact. And this has been built up for a while now. So we know we're going to get all these different martial arts and fighting styles. And I can't give anything away. But I do know that there are some bangers coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I can tell you. But I've seen things, man. I've seen things. And these bad boys, hoo-ha! This is just the tip of the iceberg right here. So kicking things off with Master Lee, the box itself is really lovely. I've only got the one box for Master Lee, but you've got on the back, first of all, the flag right here. So each character, I think a lot like a certain game involving world warriors, you're going to have a representative not just from each different martial art, but from each different country as well, giving their own kind of classic representation. So that's really fun. And underneath, of course, it says Drunken Fist. So we've got Master Lee here with his gourd, which I kind of like. I love a little free hanging accessory here. So that's kind of fun. And then the crazy, wacky facial expressions. We'll get onto those. But as I mentioned, he's got the whole character bio on the back. So we're fleshing out a world. And I really kind of dig that. And the accessories as well, before I go on to the figure itself, that's what you need for a martial arts figure. All the different hands and different fighting styles. So he's got 34 points of articulation to start with. Plus he's got the wine bottle gourd around him, 2 heads, 2 fists, here we go, these are the different hands. Got 2 fists, 2 tiger hands, 2 open hands, 2 crane hands, and 2 relaxed hands. That is pretty handy. So I have on here, I think these are just the relaxed hands perhaps, just to give him a little bit of loosey-goosey kind of feel. But really just the first eyeball test, he stands out. He really does. I feel like these have obviously been inspired by street fighting type beat 'em up games, and of course more so classic 70s action movies. So this guy looks straight out of either one of those. He's got the more sort of meditative looking head sculpt, but really it's the wide-eyed crazy drunken master look that's just so animated and got so much character. The headpiece with the hat pops straight off, so you can just swap those over and then plug this straight back into the hole in his head. And then going down the body, the articulation, that's what you need for your martial arts characters. You got to have the flexibility and the range of motion. So the head, I think Anthony's Customs might have pointed this out, because dollars to donuts, I didn't want to look like a doofus. And I saw Anthony's Customs put his review up, so I was like, okay, let's see what someone who knows what they're talking about has to say. And then I'll take his points and copy them, for lack of a better word. No, I won't do that. But he did mention that the head could have done with a bit more articulation with the neck, and I'm inclined to agree. It would have been nice if he could have got like maybe a bit more range of motion, because even if you pop the hair off, it's like not a huge amount, but it's enough that you can get him in your basic kind of street fighting sort of poses. Besides that though, it's really hard to find any kind of niggle. I just stole Anthony's Customs, because otherwise it would have been me just gushing all over them, and you would have said, oh Dave, you're only saying this because you got them for free. And yeah, that helps, but also it's hard to poke holes in these because the butterfly joints open and close, so you got way back. You can almost put them in a pedigree. They need a pro wrestler. LooseCollector. You got to have a guy whose fighting style is pro wrestling. But yeah, the butterfly joints go way back and forth. He's got the full torso swivel, upper torso swivel. Then he's got the hips here as well, which nicely the cut is disguised by his upper cloth, not cloth, but upper garment. It's the word I'm looking for. The upper garment here. So everything fits together real nicely. Going down the legs, of course, double jointed. We got pins. All right, if it was totally pinless, that would have been nicer too. But one of the most important things when it comes to flexibility is the ability to point the toes. Something that I always go back to this example, but Mayfek Psylocke, she's a ninja and she can't point her toes. It's like, what? So this, you get lovely, lovely tippy toe type rotation and flexion and all that kind of thing. The feet do what they need to do for a drunken master martial artist. So this is really great fun with all the different hands as well. You can get real creative. He comes with a flat stand, but really for all these guys, you're going to want a flight stand to really get the most out of them with their poses. But yeah, what's here? I really dig. Now, let's go over to number 2 right here. And this, a little bit of a step down. I gotta say, I probably did these in the wrong order, but, here we are. This dude's good, but I really dig Drunken Master. So I think that's why I'm kind of taken more by him. I think the fighting style here is Jeet Kune Do because it's very Bruce Lee inspired, as you can see here, with the black pants. And also, I didn't mention, with Drunken Master, they're both very similar with the texture on the pants as well. I'm guessing there might be the same legs, or maybe not. No, I think the wrinkles are different. Yeah, I think the wrinkles in the pants are different. So I would say, different pants. But yeah, full on Jeet Kune Do, baggy Bruce Lee style pants with the lovely kind of kung fu plimsolls there that he wears as well. The shading, what I do really like about this guy is the shading on the body, the musculature, them washboard abs. That looks great. Really, really nice. With this darker skin tone, they're still able to give the deeper colors in the striations and the divots of the muscles. That's really nicely done. And then also, of course, a lesson that Marvel Legends could learn is he's got the lovely dip egg cup type waist swivel right here. So his hips disappear into the pants the way they should. Makes it look so much better. Real sign of quality there. I really, really like that. Which is then a bit of a shame that I gotta fall down a little bit with the head sculpt with this guy. Both of them, they're fine. Like, they don't ruin the figure at all. But there's just not much going on here with them. And just to show I'm being fair, I was just calling out Marvel Legends. Well, hey, Marvel Legends, some of the nicest head sculpts out there in the business at 1/12 scale. So maybe I'm sort of looking too much to that kind of style. Whereas this, I feel, is a lot more basic. The paint's all in the right place. The sculpt is fine. It looks exactly like a human head should. But it just feels a bit plain Jane, is all I'm saying. And also, I know what they were going for with this sculpt. It's the classic Bruce Lee, whoa, kind of look, which is what you need for a Jeet Kune Do guy, but it just comes off a little bit like a blow-up doll. Just saying. So yeah, it's not ideal, but man, it's just something I had to pick up on because the rest of this figure's real nice, and I think the more kind of plain looking expression maybe works better. I'm thinking that maybe as this line goes along, they'll probably improve more and more over time, kind of like the Jada Street Fighter figures did, and certainly Drunken Master. I love that wacky face. So yeah, this is fine as it is. Just like Drunken Master, a load of different hands. And what's real nice is they're not just the same hands repeated. He has these different kind of Jeet Kune Do style fingers, which really make him look unique. So with that in mind, I dig it. I really dig it. And another thing that I saw just before doing this review, someone posted online, I'll try and figure out who it was, but they've done full-on parts swaps. So if you're a little bit handy and you want to pop and take all these different pieces off, you can swap around legs and torso pieces. So I think I have some pictures. Hopefully I'll be able to show them with, this dude here with the blue jacket and swapping the legs around. So that can be done. So they're kind of modular like that. That's not an advertised selling point. It goes to show it can be done. And actually this dude with the blue jacket, whoo, yeah, that actually looks real nice. If they wanted to throw in, I would have liked some weapons. I know that maybe in the lore of what we're going for here, it's all hand-to-hand combat, but come on, this is a Bruce Lee type character. Some nunchaku, they would have gone a long way. But I do appreciate that these are cheaper action figures. Normally loose collector figures, they range a lot higher in price. So these available on Big Bad Toy Store for about, I think it's at $45. That's a very reasonable step down in price, and they haven't lost the quality. I was gonna say they maybe haven't thrown in so many extras, but dude, we got so many hands with these guys. Plus things like the little gourd as well. I do love it. So let's give them a grade. So for the loose collector figures, I'm going to give these guys 4 stars out of 5. A really solid start to the line. The articulation and the bodies, I think, are fantastic. And one of the head sculpts I really love. The other, not so much, but man, I can see improvements coming along the way. I'm so excited to see more figures from this line because it looks like Loose Collector might have an original IP right here that they can really get their teeth stuck into. So I'm excited to see what they're going to come with. And because they are street fighting type characters based off of 70s action movies, oh, they get a boom, badass seal of approval. And folks, that does it for my review of the Loose Collector Burning Hammer action figures. Folks, what do you think about this line? What do you think about the characters that they're doing? Do you want to pick up more of these? What martial arts do you want to see represented in the upcoming figures? Comment below and let me know. Big thank you to Loose Collector for sending these my way. I hope I wasn't too critical. That's it. I think that when I actually get something for free, I'm more critical about it because I'm like, no flies on model behavior here. You want to maintain your artistic integrity. You know what I'm talking about? I have artistic integrity, honest. So until next time, keep displaying model behavior.